Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is going to be a fun one talking about my favorites. Yes, I officially have a favorite. It's been a crazy day. I'm filming this at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because I completely forgot to film an intro this morning. So I've been wearing this makeup all day. I've been cleaning and organizing and all the things. And I just went out to start editing and realized I had no intro. So this is real life. I forget to do things sometimes, a lot of times. And you're getting the intro at the end of the day because sometimes you just have to, I suppose. Hopefully that doesn't bother you. If it doesn't and you're not already subscribed to my channel, you could do that now. Click on the little bell, choose all, and YouTube will notify you when I upload a new one. And you can choose to watch or not. It's totally up to you. No pressure from me. Either way, I appreciate you being here. All right, obviously the crazy has kicked in. I am exhausted. I need a snack. I haven't eaten anything all day today, and probably a nap. So I'm going to stop yammering and get right into the video. Okay, so I'm ready to play with some eyeshadows. I may have told you I had an epiphany, so I'm going to play with my Blend Bunnies Forget Me Not palette. I've only used this a couple of times so far, and I'm really excited to play with it. And I'll tell you why. And what brought about this epiphany, and you know what the epiphany is, all the things. I just wanted to show you real quick what I'm gonna play with today. So the Blend Bunny, and I'm gonna use my Nomad Royal Europe palette for one of the multi-chrome shades. Do I know which one yet? Nope. Did I try to figure it out? Yes. For about 14 minutes, I sat here just looking at them, trying to decide what I should do, and I couldn't. So I figured best just to start. Otherwise, I would never get anything done. So I'm just gonna start putting on the eyeshadows, creating a look, and we'll chat about my epiphany. I'm gonna start with a big fluffy brush. This is a Rephr 16. So I was having coffee this morning, like I do every morning, and I was listening to a YouTube video. And when I say listening, I mean just kind of loosely listening. And it happened to be an eyeshadow palette ranking video. I'm not the biggest fan of those videos. I watch them because there is certainly aspects to them that I appreciate and, you know, value. But I'm sitting there listening to a YouTuber go on about these palettes and what they think of them and why they think that. And all of a sudden, it occurred to me that after all of these years, I have favorite makeups. I don't have a lot of favorites. Like, my favorite color is black. My favorite number is 3. I like things that are odd, like odd numbers. But as far as like favorites, I don't really have any. And this, I didn't realize that until I was, I want to say like 17 or 18. And something about the pattern on dishes. I don't remember exactly what the situation was, but I remember thinking it's odd that I really don't have a preference. And then I started thinking about flowers, and I don't have a favorite flower. I just don't do favorites. And last year I tried to do like the best palettes of 2022, and I ended up doing a little bite-sized videos, which I think is how I came up with the bite-sized thing, every day until I'd used all the palettes that I loved in 2022. Because I can't pick favorites. Like, my brain just doesn't work that way. And I'm going to go into here and now. That was anticipation. And I don't know why that is, but I really just don't have favorites. And it really bothers Jackson. If you're new here, he's our oldest grandson, that I don't have favorites, because he'll ask me, which of these two is your favorite? And I don't know. I honestly and genuinely cannot pick a favorite. But this morning I was like, wait a minute. I think I do. And okay, this may not be like a big revelation for you because maybe you have favorites, but I don't. And I was just like, I can genuinely say Blend Buddy Cosmetics and Nomad Cosmetics are my favorite makeup brands. That's huge for me. And I mean, it certainly could change. I'm not like a be all end all kind of a girl. I definitely think you only know what you know until you know something else. But at this point in time, they're my favorite. I'll start with Nomad, which I've said many, many times. I have a code with Nomad. They're sending me PR for 2023. I'm going to go into a Moment, which is the pink shade, just to blend the edges. Nomad is a brand that I genuinely love. I think they do really good things in the world. I haven't, to my knowledge, talked with Auntie, but Felicia is absolutely lovely. And I mean, I'm sure you know this, they do wonderful things for worthy causes, for the environment, for animals, just all the things. They remind me actually of probably my favorite human, which is weird to have a favorite human, but this is like somebody I'll never meet, she'll never know who I am, but Dolly Parton. She has just, for her whole life, done and been good. And I really think that Nomad is like that. Like, they genuinely want to do good, not just be successful, because hey, who doesn't want that? But they strive to do good things. I'm gonna go with Unforgettable, which is a bit of a darker. They do good things in the world. Their releases are always just fun. Like right now when I'm filming this, they're teasing the new palette and they're doing the clues, and I'm really bad at this game. Like, I have never once been able to figure things out, except for the Akavango palette I knew was the safari, and I knew what the animals they were talking about were. But other than that, I'm horrible at it. But somehow they figured out to do this, and it brings people together. Everyone enjoys the guessing game, and it's a whole experience. And yeah, like it brings people together, which I think is really cool, that an eyeshadow palette release has that much power. But when you are genuinely good in your heart and in your soul, I think those things just naturally kind of happen. And I've mentioned before that Felicia will just talk to me. I usually tag her, or I tag Nomad when I use a palette or, whatever. And she almost always messages me or, DMs me on Instagram to say thank you or to comment about a video. Sometimes she'll even watch part of them, which I imagine is not an easy thing for her because she is a very, very busy woman. She's professional, she's a mom, like she's a lot of things. Now I'm going to go into Say Yes, which is the black just for the very outer, because I can. And these are layering up wonderfully. So Nomad is a favorite. I can confidently say they are a favorite. And just one more real quick thing. They didn't pick a thing and run with it. They were open to changing and hearing people's thoughts about the formula, the pigmentation, the color story, who it does and doesn't work for. I mean, I think that's amazing. And I know there was a ruckus with Nomad quite a while ago about a palette, and though I don't know all of the details, I know they said, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, and they took it off the market. Like, you couldn't buy it anymore because they did something unknowingly that wasn't okay for everyone. And they just took the loss and apologized. They didn't make excuses. They didn't try to get their money back. Like, they messed up and they owned it. And I think that's amazing, especially in this day and age. And my other favorite brand is Blend Bunny, but for completely different reasons. I don't know anything about the owner of Blend Bunny, like literally nothing. I think her name is Maggie. I follow her on Instagram. She doesn't post a whole lot. She is clearly freakishly talented. Like, wow. I always use Bleu de France or Royal Orb or St. Edward's Crown. Those are the ones that I'm like really drawn to. So I'm thinking I should use either Imperial Crown or Royal Treasure. Let's go Royal Treasure. But Blend Bunny, everything they've released, well, initially I didn't purchase because it seemed like it was very much not for regular middle-aged women. It really did kind of feel like it was meant for extremely talented makeup artists and younger people, you know, and I'm pushing 46 now, but you know, 45 years old, not a makeup artist. I've never had any kind of training. I'm a middle-aged woman who likes to play with makeup. That's it. So I didn't buy any of the palettes until I did Dollhouse. And then I thought, okay, that looks more like something you would expect someone like me to use. Now, I get that this is screwy thinking, okay? I do get there eventually. But to have purchased one of the other ones felt like, to me, like I was saying that I was, in fact, a makeup artist, or I was, in fact, good enough to own one of those palettes. But with the Dollhouse palette, it was a very neutral, very pretty, everyday palette. And so I thought, okay, I could get that one, right? And maybe it wouldn't be an embarrassment, which is so, I don't know. I am pretty aware of being embarrassing. I guess maybe being crippled can do that, but I'm gonna go into Imperial Crown now. We're gonna put that in the center, on the middle. Nope, not the middle or the center, the inner. So I got the Dollhouse palette and loved it. I mean, the quality, the colors, just every darn thing about that palette spoke to my heart. So then I ended up buying all of the other palettes because when I love something, I love something. And it seemed like the right thing to do. And I'm really glad that I did because I love everything I've tried. Like, actually everything. And I have purchased almost every single thing Blend Bunny has ever put out. From the cup to the eyeshadow tape, all of the palettes. I don't have the multi-chrome palette. I just couldn't spend the money on something I basically already have. Perhaps someday, but I'm not a completionist, so I don't feel like super compelled. But I guess the biggest part for me is that Blend Bunny is actually very minimalist, lifestyle positive, you know, like their stuff is complete all on its own. So you wouldn't have to be a completionist. You don't have to want a boatload of makeup. You can just be a minimalist and still enjoy the makeup. That's what I was thinking when I got the Forget Me Not palette, was how it's a minimalist dream. Most of their releases, I feel like they are complete in what they are. It blows my mind. The talent, the ability, the knowledge, all the things that have to go into owning a brand and coming up with new good stuff. Just really I can't imagine doing it. I'm gonna go back in with Anticipation, which was that first brown we used, and just over the edge of this. The quality of Blend Bunny products is stellar. Like, it is up there with the best of the best, in my opinion. I mentioned in the video I did my first video with this palette about how much I would really like to be on Blend Bunny's PR list, because I do genuinely love them. That's how Nomad discovered me. One of my subscribers emailed somebody at Nomad and said, Jan's a huge fan. You should, like, know who she is. And I don't expect Maggie to, but if this is your first video here, I still buy all of Nomad's new launches. They send me the palette, I get to play with it, and then when they launch the palette, I buy it and do a giveaway because I want to support the brand, even though they send me their products. So yeah, these are my two favorite brands, Blend Bunny and Nomad Cosmetics. It's cool. I have a favorite. All right, now what? I really like that look. I think it's easy, it's lovely. Those colors are so fun. I'm gonna go off camera, do all the rest of the bits, and then I'll come back, show you the final look, and we can wrap this up. All right, I'm back, and this is the finished look. Let me zoom you in on the eyes real quick so you can see just what everything looks like up close and freakishly personal. All right, I'm gonna scoot you out now and we can finish up this little chat. So like I said, I'm fairly confident in my decision that Blend Bunny and Nomad are my favorite brands. I've got the two palettes here that I used. I love this look. I love all of Nomad's palettes, period. There are some things in some of the palettes that I like more than other things in other palettes, but overall, I have not once been disappointed with a Nomad palette. And the same goes for Blend Bunny. Like I said, I kind of had imposter syndrome when I first got into Blend Bunny. This right here is, I mean, it's so flipping basic. But when I tell you it can do so many things, I did my brows, I did my bronzer, I did my contour, this is my highlight. I mixed the pink and brown tones to create just the perfect bronzer. Like, I know these are geared more towards makeup artists, but they are so fun to play with. I love the mixing and matching. My blush, I busted out the Bare palette and I used this orangey shade called Making Me Blush and Baby Girl. I mixed them together and that's the shade that my blush is. It's just so much fun to play. I don't know, these two brands inspired me to just have fun with makeup. Now, I'm not going out into the world to a real job. My crippled butt stays home all day, every day. But I genuinely think, even if I did have to go to work, and I do mean have to, I like being home with the babies. I like my jobs. I would wear this makeup. I think makeup is super personal. And you should do what you like on your face, everything. Like, you should do you the way you want to do you. But I would wear all of this makeups. I think it looks so good. Those Nomad multi-chromes are absolutely gorgeous. They look so nice, even on my older lids. They don't add too much texture. I mean, super shimmery shades are gonna add some texture, period. But I'm okay with that. Like, my eyelids are textured. It's skin. All skin is textured. That's what it does. But anyway, I don't know if any of this was helpful or entertaining, but it was cool to figure out that I do feel strongly enough about something that I can call it a favorite, because I take that stuff seriously. And it's not serious. I don't know why it matters to me so much, but it does. I would like to know what you think about these two brands. Have I chosen wisely? That's the part with, like, declaring your favorite or your love of something, that maybe you missed something somewhere along the way and there's some ish. that I didn't know about. But I'm happy to chat with you in the comment section about this and hear your thoughts. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.